Welcome back to Donington, where the cars are just heading off prior to our final race of the day. So let's go over to our commentators, Tim Harvey and Ben Edwards.
Thanks, Lou. Well, here we go. I mean, what a dramatic race two we had, Tim, and now we're in for the third and final race of the day, and Jason Plato's car is there. I can barely believe it.
Well, he'll be feeling that car out right now to see what it feels like, and he'll have a good impression of whether the wheels are pointing in the right direction. Hopefully they are. Hopefully he can really have a good race. We remember last year when he stormed through the grid. It may look ugly, but I think he'll do a great job with it.
Well, let's wait and see. There's going to be a real battle out there, a battle royal, I'm sure, as we get ready for this one. This is the grid. Alex McDowell starts on pole. Tony Gillam alongside him on that front row of the grid. Then Tom Onslow-Cole in the Golf, Gordon Shedden in the fast Honda. Then Rob Collard in the BMW and Tom Chilton in the Team Aon Ford. Behind them we've got Matt Neal and James Nash, who obviously been going well already today. And Andrew Jordan, the race 2 winner, he's back on row 5 with Matt Jackson. Andy Neat and John George are together on row 6. Then row 7 we've got Jeff Smith and Chris James. Dave Newsham in his BMW is next up on row 8 with Tony Hughes in the Toyota. Nick Foster, another BMW, and Tom Boardman in the Seat. They're on row 9. Paul O'Neill and Frank Rathel together on row 10. Then there's Jason Plato on row 11 with the other repaired car, the Airwaves Ford of Liam Griffin. A lot of work going on there. And the Rob Austin Audi is at the back. So cars making their way round on this warm-up lap. Jason Plato's car, incredibly, is running. It's out on circuit, but what on earth does it feel like having been rolled early on? Well, let's go and ask him. Jason, this is Ben in the combox. How does that car feel after the amazing job your guys have done?
Hi Ben, I mean, let's not play it down too short. They have done an absolutely amazing job. It feels pretty good. I mean, it looks like a transformer, but I mean, they've done a brilliant job. So yeah, I'm very grateful. It's a pleasure to work with them. I mean, they're just the best in the business.
Well done to all of them, and good luck for this one. A remarkable performance there by the team. Look at the battered roof there, Tim, but he's weaving around. He's got a feel for the car. He seems to think it all feels reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, and he will have a good feeling for it. And I mean, cosmetically, it's absolutely irrelevant what it looks like. All that matters is how the wheels are pointing, if they're in a straight line, how accurate the corner weights are, so that he can brake in a straight line. And obviously, if there are no sort of mechanical problems with the engine installation. But considering that had a corner ripped off it, it was rolled, it really was bent badly. It's an incredible job that they've done.
Look at that roof line. I mean, that is just something else, isn't it? Yeah. But it is there. He's ready to race. His teammate is starting from pole position, though. Remember, Alex McDowell with the normally aspirated Chevy. That's what the roof should look like. And Alex is going to hope to keep that car nice and clean and come through with his first ever win. That's what his target is here. And he's got Tony Gillam and Tom Onslow-Cole around him. But it's Gordon Shedden starting fourth, who could be a threat.
Yeah, watch Collard and the BMW. He's been making good starts today, and he gets another good one.
Away we go, and Tom Onslow-Cole going well from the second row. Look at the little Golf. Oh, we're going to shut middle again with Newsham. Oh, for the second time today, he's involved in a start line accident. He's taken out Tony Hughes. Look at the damage. No brakes left on that car. And Gillam's off. So Shedden and Alex McDowell lead.
Yeah, Collard's had contact with someone at the first corner because Collard's left front. Look, he's leading the race, but he's not. No, McDowell's in front, but Collard's had contact behind him. There looks like more contact here. It's Nash and Chilton.
My goodness, it's all gone absolutely crazy. Alex McDowell has been handed an early lead, but the safety car will pick them all up. What a chaotic start.
Well, I can't remember a meeting like this before, but the reverse grid often sets up a situation like this because you have faster cars starting behind slower ones, and it's always a recipe for disaster unless people control themselves, and clearly that hasn't happened. But amazingly, we've got Alex McDowell leading Jackson.
Yeah, Matt Jackson is second in the Airwaves Ford Focus. He started 10th. He started 10th.
That is absolutely amazing. Obviously, the safety car is out. They're all aware of it already, so there's no overtaking. And it may be out for a few laps while we just catch our breath after that amazing start.
Yeah, and up there as well. Matt Neal, his third. Remember, with the reverse grid, he started 7th on the grid, so Matt Neal's up to 3rd. Tom Onslow Cole, he's got damage on the Golf, and he...
Well, that's just shedding gravel from where he went through the gravel trap, in actual fact. Oh, no, he has, you're right, he's got big rear end damage.
Yeah, right rear, unfortunately, so it's the end of his race. So what a shame, because he made a great start, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Oh, get it in the pit lane.
Yeah, where's he going?
It looked like he's carrying on. But,
yeah, hopefully he's got it in.
Collard in the pit lane for repairs. No, there he's got it in the pit lane. So that'll be a retirement.
Yeah, I can't imagine they'll get that back out. So let's just try and work out what went on in that. And I have to say, I feel for Dave Newsham. For the second time today, he's been involved in a start line shock. We'll have to see what happened, but the reigning Renault Clio champion who stepped up to touring cars. Tim, let's try and spot what goes on.
Collard gets a great start at the front. Now look further back. Oh, he's on the grass.
Yeah.
Newsham was on the grass, and at that point, he really needed to try and straighten the steering and keep it in a straight line going backwards, but so difficult to do from the driver's cockpit. He gets a good start, but is forced onto the grass, keeps his foot in, and it just spins up the rear wheels. There, he needs to keep the wheels straight, and poor Tony Hughes is trying to avoid him, and he's got a lot of damage to that car.
You've got to feel for Hughes on that one particularly. So let's see what it was like from onboard Jason Plato. This was behind Paul O'Neill. The accident happens in front of him. Avoided it well.
Yeah, and he was looking ahead. A key thing for a racing driver starting at the back is to look ahead. Don't look at the car in front. Look through the car, look beyond the car and see what's happening. And Jason saw that happening very early on.
Yeah, he picked it up very well, and so he survived that. He's come around, by the way, in 14th place under safety car. There he was with Griffin, Liam Griffin, who hit him in that last race inadvertently. He hit him, but he got past him on there.
Yeah, so he's Jason's picked up several places just by everybody going off, and that's Gillam in front of him, who was obviously on the front row.
Can we see? Gillam and the Golf made contact as they went through, and then Collard sort of collected them.
Yeah, he had no choice. It was synchronised spinning, wasn't it, by Onslow, Cole and Gillam.
Oh, that's such a shame. They sort of rubbed shoulders, really, as they went through Redgate Corner, but neither of them came out of it terribly well.
Yeah,
and
massively compromised Gordon Shedden, and then this other one.
That's actually where the Golf's suspension got damaged, I think.
So he got hit twice.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was Chilton off as well, wasn't it? As a result, McDowell had made a break. He nearly made a mistake there himself, McDowell.
Yeah, he did.
The others then suddenly shot into view.
And that's how Jackson ended up in second place.
Yeah.
Because 4 cars went off in front of him.
And Nash, of course, got a tap from somebody coming down the hill.
Here's a good view of it.
Watch Nash here. He gets a bit of contact with, is it Jackson?
Jackson, I think, yeah.
And that takes Chilton out.
Yeah. Well, that's the second time Jackson's been down the grass there, because he went down there in qualifying, so he was obviously trying a new line out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was quite hard to work it all out. But safety car is still out there and lights are still on, so we're not going to get a restart just yet. Tony Hughes is out of his car. That's bitterly disappointing for this Speedworks crew, working so hard on this NGTC new car, now looking at all the damage down the side of it. Bitterly disappointing for the big man, but it's part of what happens now. This is on board Matt Jackson.
Yeah,
Tim.
this will be a great view, won't it? Let's see how he goes. Look at it now. He's back in 10th and he gets up to 2nd. Now watch how this all unravels for the driver. Up the back, on the inside of Nash. Gets an overlap just coming out, but there's a little bit of trouble ahead. He's backing off. You can hear him backing off and then trying to find some room. Now he's following Chilton, and they're side by side through there. Onslow Cole maybe a little tentative. There's a touch. You can hear a touch. Oh, just crowding into the corner. And suddenly he's got a clear road.
It all opens up, doesn't it? Open sesame, says Matt Jackson, and sure enough, he's got a completely clear space in front of him. Matt Neal behind him. Andrew Jordan is running 4th. Andy Neat is in 5th place in the other Aon Ford, would you believe it? And Jeff Smith in the white Vauxhall is in 6th. John George is 7th. This is a real turnaround, this grid, and the lights are out on the safety car.
Yeah, and more action, I can promise you.
Yeah,
this race is not over yet.
There's lots more to come. So Andy Neat is in the Ford in that lead group. Chris James in the Chevrolet Lacetti is in 9th place. The former mini racer who's really taken a big step this year to come into touring cars.
But you've still got a lot of fast cars further back. You know, you've got Shedden, you've got Boardman, you've got Plato. got Collard now on the back of the group, so you know there'll be fast cars coming through. Good restart by McDowell.
Here we go. Alex McDowell sets them off once again as they come across the line. It is McDowell who leads. Jackson in second place. He's being chased by Matt Neal in third. Then Andrew Jordan. McDowell defensive straight away because he knows he's got the turbocharged powered Ford right behind him through Redgate safely. Matt Neal, Andrew Jordan follow. Then Andy Neat as far up as we've seen him pretty much in British touring cars, but you've got, as you say, some quick guys back there who are all going to try and make some progress as quickly as possible. Matt Jackson definitely on the hunt, but watch out for the likes of Plato and Shedden moving up through the order.
Yeah, look at the front of Matt Neal's car. If you look under the front spoiler, he's got damage to the front spoiler, something hanging down there across the front, so that's going to compromise his aerodynamics quite drastically.
You saw how tight a line Alex McDowell took as he went up to McLean's because he wasn't going to leave the door open. Matt Jackson goes to the outside. Now this is where it's danger territory for the Chevrolet. He's got to cut to the inside, but he hasn't been able to do it, and he's given the space for the turbocharged Ford, and it should have the straight line speed advantage down here. Look at the background. Matt Neal coming under pressure from Andrew Jordan, but it's a change of lead. Matt Jackson takes the lead in the Airways Ford.
Yeah, we saw Matt Jackson do that earlier today, didn't he? That cut back onto the straight, and he's really mastered the timing of it, and now he's got a great opportunity here, especially if McDowell and Neal perhaps hold up Jordan.
So some changes further back. So Shedden's up to 9th, Boardman in 10th place, but this lead group comes through, and it is Matt Jackson who continues to lead, trying now to stretch that advantage. This is another look at it.
This is great. Jackson's put McDowell under pressure, so he has to defend going into Coppice, and then it's a simple matter to cut to the inside, use the torque of that turbo engine, short shift, and get the run onto the straight immediately on the inside.
Yeah, and in the perfect position then for the next corner. So there is Jackson in the Airwaves Ford, his switch of car for the Airwaves team this year from BMW to Ford, the car that was driven by Tom Chilton last year. Alex McDowell still in second, Matt Neal in third from Andrew Jordan, then Andy Neat, James Nash on the move. Nash set fastest lap last time around him, and he could be one making his presence felt here.
Yeah, he looks like he's got no damage to the car, so he's really moving. Let's see where Plato is. Plato coming into shot, he's still in 12th place, so hasn't maybe made as much progress as we thought, but we know how hard it is to pass the turbo cars.
Yeah, absolutely right. John George under pressure himself. There's Jason Plato. Let's just see if he's picked up any more places. That car so brilliantly rebuilt by the RML team. Cross the line he comes. He's still in 12th place, and behind him he's got Liam Griffin. He's trying to chase down Tony Gillam.
Yeah, and a competitive lap time from Jason that time of 12.3, so that's a competitive lap time at the moment, so clearly the car's starting to work a bit better for him.
Matt Jackson, though, the race leader with the fastest lap so far, still pretty close behind him. McDowell runs onto the grass just a little bit. Matt Neal trying pretty hard to fend off Andrew Jordan in the Pertec car, so the Honda not having it all its own way. He won earlier on today, did Matt Neal, then a good podium in the second race, but he's definitely under pressure for the podium here from Jordan. Andy Neat's holding on well, but the black Vauxhall of James Nash is now closed up to the back of Andy Neat.
Yeah, I think when Matt Jackson finished 10th in race 2 and they drew 9 out of the hat to reverse the grid, I think he was very disappointed. The person that ends up not getting a benefit out of that top 10 is always disappointed. I don't suppose he thought he'd be leading the race at this stage.
No, absolutely right. So let's see, on board with James Nash as we come down towards the chicane. He's looking to line up Neat, trying to get the run. He's got a good exit, and he's on the outside as they head down towards Redgate Corner. Now, can he make that work?
Well, it looks like the Ford's got enough power to stay in front. Don't forget Nash carrying a bit of ballast. That's definitely...
Oh, Andy! You can't squeeze when the guy's already there and he's paid the price. He's lost the place and Jeff Smith's gone through.
Yeah, that was too late to be defending that side of the road, wasn't it?
It was a little bit, yeah. James Nash seemed to have his nose just alongside. Jordan has got past Matt Neal. Andrew Jordan is up into 3rd place. He managed to do it somewhere, and Matt Neal is down to 4th.
Yeah, look at the front of Neal's car. You can see the front hanging down below the front splitter right in the middle, and I guess...
This is what happened with Nash and Neat. Nash went to the inside here, and then the contact.
Yeah, well, it's on board. It looks very obvious. From the outside, it's slightly different. I have to give some saving to Andy Neat, but clearly 2-1 wouldn't go.
So down the straight they come, and Tom Chilton beginning to make a bit of ground as he as well. That's Andy Neat we're looking at there, actually under pressure from Tom Boardman, who's moving up. So Neat, of course, dropping back a bit further now. and through the chicane they come. Chilton is actually out of this race. Of course, he went into the gravel trap in that first part. He was one of the victims of that chaotic first lap. Yeah, look at the Shedden's car, the damage on the front of that one.
Yeah, that's when they go through the gravel trap, if the front splitter digs in, obviously it just pulls that front splitter down in the gravel, and that's what's happened there.
So damage to that one. End of race for Gordon Shedden. Matt Neal under pressure here from James Nash and from Jeff Smith, who's having a really great run. Oh, and this is a good exit from James Nash. He's got alongside Matt Neal, and Matt definitely seems to be struggling a little bit with that car, because it's not only one Vauxhall, it might be two that are going to mug him here on the way up into McLean's. No, he just squeezes in front of Jeff Smith.
Yeah, with that, I mean, Matt could end up in the same situation with that front splitter that Gordon Shedden has done, but clearly it's making the car understeer more, because he couldn't hold the car on line through the old hairpin there.
Shedden in. I wonder if they're going to send him on his way after a few repairs, and a bit of tank tape has been applied. Matt Jackson has a comfortable lead. The Airwaves car well ahead of Alex McDowell, Jordan in third, and now Nash in fourth place, Matt Neal in fifth, Jeff Smith is in sixth place, and as they come out this time they go on to lap 10 out of 19, so it's still a little bit of time to go here. Let's just take a little look back over some of the action. This was Paul O'Neill on the inside of his teammate John George. I do hope they didn't touch. They didn't touch, but he got on the grass.
Yeah, I think there may have been the slightest touch. I mean, Paul O'Neill was actually trying desperately not to hit his teammate, but he was committed to that inside line, and once you're committed, you have to follow through.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there was a slide from McDowell. He's lost a bit more ground. He got very carried away, and Jordan's now got a real chance to outbreak him as they come up the hill into McLean. He's done it. He's done it very straightforwardly. That was a little mistake from McDowell, and he's paid the price. Yeah, the mistake from McDowell on the exit of the old hairpin just cost him momentum, and Jordan did enough speed to carry on, and Smith threw on Matt Neal. Now Neal's really struggling. He is struggling. I mean, you don't usually see people overtake on the entry to Coppice, do you? But Matt didn't seem to be able to fight that. No, he's just trying to stroke it home, and I see him moving out of the slipstream there, so he's probably trying to get some extra cooling in that engine. Maybe it's running a bit hot as a result of damage to the front. So all the favourites really having a tough time in this race. Matt Jackson is therefore out front. Remember, he had a good brown touch. Lights flashing on Andy Jordan's car there as he heads on around. He's still in second place. McDowell is in third, and then behind is James Nash. Jeff Smith, as we know, now up to fifth. Matt Neal's dropped to sixth place. Tom Borman running seventh. Andy Neat is in eighth. Tony Gillam is in ninth, and Jason is in 10th place. So Jason Plato in 10th. Yeah, well, we talked about, I was talking to Louise about Andy Jordan having a real strong potential championship chance, and I think we're seeing it now. Yeah, but he's just lost a little bit of pace over this last lap, and McDowell has actually sort of reattached himself to his back bumper, so I don't quite understand that. Maybe that's why he was flashing his lights, to tell the pit wall he's got a problem. It did cross my mind, yeah. I wonder if Jordan has some sort of problem. We'll try and keep an eye on that. They've got the car of Frank Rathel. Smith runs wide. Does he lose the place to Matt Neal? No, he doesn't. Just gets back on in time, but it's a little bit close. So Jordan with McDowell and James Nash. Now Nash is lining up McDowell. Nash definitely in good shape, and Jordan seems to have backed the pace off a little bit. Perhaps he's worried about his front tyres or something else wrong with the car. Yeah, see if he flashes the lights again. But I mean, they've got radios, so no reason why he couldn't tell the team what was going on. I'm sure he has, but he seems to have recovered his pace now. Yeah, just one lap there where it seemed to struggle a little bit as McDowell clips that inner curve. Now the normally aspirated Chevrolet, of course, good through these fast corners, and you'll see that as they come down the hill. It's why McDowell's trying so hard down at this bottom corner, the old hairpin, because he knows he needs to carry more speed than the turbo cars here. Watch him. This was where he made that mistake earlier, a bit tidier this time, but Nash is still breathing down his neck. Yeah, but through that speed trap at the bottom. Oh, Matt Neal and Jeff Smith. He's back through in front. He is, he's got him back. So Matt Neal has got back past Jeff Smith, who must be relishing this, battling with former double champion Matt Neal in his first full season of British touring cars. What an opportunity, but he's got Tom Boardman with him now. This is where Matt Neal went for it. Yeah, that's a bit of experience for you, isn't it? Passing a back marker, Frank Rathel, and Matt Neal sensed an opportunity and went for it because he knew that Smith wouldn't be looking. Oh, someone's been heavily through the gravel. dust clouds everywhere. We're trying to look through the gloom. Nash has got past McDowell, so Nash has moved up into third place now. James Nash into third, chasing after Andrew Jordan, but all of them chasing Matt Jackson. So Alex McDowell has fought valiantly. He started on pole, but he hasn't been able to fend off these cars that are working so well at Donington Park. Race leader Matt Jackson, he's controlling the pace beautifully. Good lap, he's 3.5 seconds ahead now of Andrew Jordan, with Nash in third, McDowell in fourth, and Boardman in fifth place. Still a few laps to go though, and they still need to make sure that they look after those front tyres.
Yeah, that's the thing Jackson needs to be doing. The Motorbase team, I'm sure, will be telling him, they certainly should be, to just look after his tyres, stay off the curbs, look after his brakes. He's got a nice lead at the moment. Jordan will be happy to take some points away from this, but it'd be a fantastic result for the Airwaves team, Motorbase, because they haven't had the best of luck so far this season.
Jason Plato, meanwhile, in 10th. He's pretty close to the back of Tony Gillam, a bit further down the order. You can see there, actually, the back of the next group, as Matt Neal and Jeff Smith are still hard at it. One way, then the other. Smith trying to come back, and there's Plato, who's now caught the back of Tony Gillam. So similarly, for another newbie into British touring cars, he's now got the reigning champion breathing down his neck.
Yeah, and Tony Gillam at the moment struggling for finances, literally only made this race by the skin of his teeth, by getting a plethora of people to help sponsor him for the meeting, and I know he'll be in the same position for Thruxton, so a good result here might help him get there.
Well, he's in 9th place at the moment, but to hold that he's going to have to fend off Plato, but he's got the turbocharged Vauxhall, and you can just see as they accelerate off the corner, there is that little bit of an opportunity to pull away, but now Plato will be very quick here, gets right up on him here as they go through Redgate and down through the Craner curves. This the area, of course, where Jason had that big accident in race 2.
Yeah, just after this left-hand bit, just here is where the speed trap is, and we saw Matt Jackson 127 miles an hour, the quickest car through there of the front group anyway, and you can see coming off the corner how much better the turbo cars are.
They are, but just remember, the car you're riding on board was rolled several times earlier on, and yet he's able to lap at this very competitive pace, put the pressure on Gillam. He's not far behind his great rival Matt Neal, because Matt Neal's at the front of that little quartet and Jason Plato's at the back of it, so he's not far from Matt, as Jeff Smith again has a chance to get past Matt Neal here.
Yeah, but looks going to be close. It looks like going to be close, but Matt's a little bit quicker on the straight and later on the brakes, but Jason could benefit here from 2 or 3 places if things go his way. Yeah,
I'm sure he's trying to work out how he can take advantage. He's looking a bit frustrated though. You can see him sort of slapping the wheel there, Jason.
Well, it's very frustrating that he's obviously driving the wheels off it round the corners, but they're just pulling him away from him down the straights, and I know how that feels in the Porsche racing at the moment, actually.
So you can sympathise. Well, round they come. He's still running in 10th place at the moment. Liam Griffin is behind him in 11th. Collard's still running, by the way, in 12th, ahead of Paul O'Neill. Nick Foster, John George is still in 15th, and Chris James is behind. And by the way, the Audi is still running. Look at this. This is all getting pretty exciting ahead of Plato again. This might open an opportunity for him, as Jeff Smith gets up the inside of Matt Neal and gets past him again. Yeah,
and Plato just into the back of Gillam a little bit there, getting all very tight and frustrated amongst them, but well, I think Gillam fancies his chances of getting past Neal, and look, he's trying to pull on the inside, but we know how quick that Honda is down the straight. Yeah, it is, but as you see, Jason can't quite stay with them there. Jeff Smith, there's Jason's mum looking very, very anxiously on. Oh, and they've made contact. Plato trying to get past Gillam, and he's made sideways contact. Is the car okay? Well, he's obviously had a lunge at the last minute down the inside. Now they're passing Frank Rathel. Oh, it's not right. Oh, and he's still trying to defend, but that car surely doesn't feel right. He's lost at least one. Rathel running wide there. And Frank's having some fun here, isn't he, as he gets up to speed in British touring cars. Yeah, but Jason's car definitely didn't look right when he was braking for Redgate, so let's just see what happened. And coming down the straight, look, it's going to be a massively late lunge by Jason. Oh, has to cut the corner to the inside just to sort of avoid heavy impact, and loses out anyway on the exit. Yeah, so that didn't work for Jason, and we think it might have done some damage. Let's wait and see. Up front, Matt Jackson, Rathel running wide, another of the new drivers into this series, but he's been very competitive in the Ginettas
championship that he's raced before. Good, sensible head on his shoulders. Meanwhile, Tony Gillam now trying to get past Matt Neal. So Tony Gillam moves to the inside in the pink and green car. And Matt Neal really fighting here to retain some points in this race. Said he can't fend off Tony Gillam, and Gillam therefore moves up into 8th place.
Yeah, good drive by Tony, and then he'll be delighted to have passed Matt Neal.
So in the background there's a little race going on between Liam Griffin and Rob Collard as well. Collard with that damaged front end on the BMW. Right behind him is Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill's down the inside. O'Neill trying to get past Collard. Oh, they've made contact. Now well, it repeats something that happened earlier. O'Neill felt that Collard had taken him off earlier in the race. I don't know whether that was a payback or just a racing incident.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll see, but the clerk of the course have to look at it. But I mean, Frank Rathel is actually, he's been lapped, so in a way he shouldn't really be getting involved in this battle.
Oh, is he? I didn't realise that.
Yeah, he's not part of this battle for position, and yet he's really mixing it. And Plato's, oh, what a line by Plato. Wow, he carried some fantastic corner speed there.
And guess who's
Bourman stopped on the track. What is he doing there?
And Plato with Matt Neal now. So Matt Neal is the next one he's trying to get past, and he's done it. Matt Neal really struggling here, but these great rivals, is he going to give up the place? Certainly the Chevrolet can break late, and he's through, so that will give Jason some satisfaction. He might not be up front where he wants to be, but he's got past one of his big championship rivals, and as he comes through, he'll be in 9th place, couple of points, 8th place in fact, although Matt Neal's now trying to come back at him. Down in towards Redgate Corner, can he do it? Oh, not quite.
Well, that was brave of Jason. He was trusting in his ability to break late rather than defend the line from Matt Neal, and he certainly achieved that, so good stuff from Jason.
Jason in the points then, which is what he wanted to do to reward his team after their incredible job of getting that car repaired. There is the race leader who has a 3.5 second lead. It is Matt Jackson in the Airwaves Ford Focus. He had a very solid start to the season at Brands Hatch a couple of weeks ago, but this is an impressive display. Yes, things opened up for him on that first lap, but look at the lead he's been able to develop.
Yeah, he's held this lead, if not gained, on Andrew Jordan, a race winner already, so clearly there was no lacking of pace in that Airwaves Ford, and great job by Matt. He's brought it home really nicely. He's on to his final lap now, and I'm sure the team will be screaming at him to slow down just a little bit.
Well, there we are. Meanwhile, Jeff Smith now with Andy Neat. Andy Neat's the one who's actually got himself back up the order a little bit, crossed the line, virtually nothing between them. Neat just in 5th place. He's got Jeff Smith and Tony Gillam right with him, so that's going to be entertaining right to the flag as well.
Yeah, they'll be all sniffing blood. It's the last lap, and Smith gets a little bit of an overlap, and he gets through. Will Gillam get through as well?
Little touch, it's not the sort of place you want to be rubbing there as they come.
Oh, Smith has a big moment there on his worn tyres. He's defending into the old hairpin. Gillam will get a run through here.
Oh, this is amazing stuff. Do you see all 3 cars finishing? I'm not sure. No, they're off. Oh, into the tyre barrier right in front of our camera. Andy Neat is out of the race.
And so will Gillam be, because it broke the right rear suspension on the car. That's going to move Plato up again.
Matt Jackson is going to come through to take the victory here. It's the first win for the Airwaves Ford Focus. The motor-based team that switched from BMW last year have taken victory at Donington. Andrew Jordan completes a very good day with 2nd place. Gillam sliding off with a broken suspension, as you say, Tim. Coming through in 3rd was James Nash. McDowell is finishing in 4th. Jeff Smith was in 5th. Is he going to be 5th? Yes, he is. So the Pertec team have done a brilliant job. They've got 2nd and 5th. Meanwhile, Plato finishes 6th. Well, with that car, I think that's a minor miracle, to be honest. O'Neill got, Matt Neal, 7th, O'Neill 8th, Griffin 9th, and Foster the final point in 10th. My goodness, I'm worn out after that lot, Tim. That was all happening right to the checkered flag. Let's take another look at this.
Well, I said Gillam would get a run at this. He does get a very good run, an excellent exit. The gap opens up for him on the inside, just coming up to Starkey's, and there's contact there. You see the right rear get broken, and of course, Neat is just a passenger as the car spears off.
That is quite something. Let's just take a look at this. This was also on that last lap. It was Liam Griffin who was
Well, I think it was Gillum trying to get back
I
round and then realising that his suspension was broken.
Yeah, I see. So that was him, unfortunately, not getting any points, I don't think, in the end. So after a very competitive run. But for Matt Jackson, a brilliant victory for him. It's his 12th career win. But importantly for the team, it's their first win with that car. David Bartram, the team boss, who made that difficult decision at the end of last year to sell the BMWs, which of course they had success with last year, and to buy the former Team Aon Ford Focuses. And there you are. Look, that's the reaction from Matt Jackson. Lovely to see him take victory.
Yeah, brilliant result, and the team's so enthusiastic. You know, they really love their motorsport, and as you say, that decision to move to the Fords and give up on the BMWs and develop that car that was given to them by Aon, Tom Chilton's team last year, and they've really done a great job with it, and congratulations to them.
Yep, they survived all the chaos and the drama. And Jason did well too, didn't he? Because Tim, you know, when he looked at that car after race 2, I just can't even believe it's out there.
Yeah, and I had my worries during the race whether it had the pace or not, but good old Jason kept plugging away and ended up with a 6th.
Chilton not looking very happy. He was parked over there, and he's with his teammate. He's trying to sort of explain what he saw, because he was watching, having gone out earlier in the race.
Yeah, he was on the other side of the track and obviously saw the incident. I mean, in fairness, Gillum had the run and was alongside, and Gillum did try and cut as much of the corner off as possible. And but whether Neat could have given him more room or was trying to take the line, here's the result.
Well, after a breathless race, it's Matt Jackson who takes victory from Andrew Jordan in 2nd, Nash in 3rd, McDowell held on for 4th, and Jeff Smith had a remarkable result in only his first full season. He's got a 5th place there. Jason Plato, great drive and a great performance by Silverline Chevrolet in 6th. Matt Neal finished in 7th, so he scored a few points with a car that wasn't working too well. Paul O'Neill 8th, Liam Griffin 9th, and Nick Foster 10th.
Well, we'll all have to catch our breath. Let's see the championship results.
Yeah, James Nash now leads the championship. Well, who would have said that? Matt Neal is 4 points behind him. Matt Jackson's moved up to a very close 3rd. Andrew Jordan's in the hunt. And the early season leader, Jason Plato, has been pushed all the way down to 5th. So a big change in the points here after Donington. Well,
that is a wide open championship, isn't it?
There's your new championship leader, James Nash. I mean, who would have thought that? I drove that car yesterday, Tim.
You did. You must have put luck in. Can you drive my Porsche for me as well? I'd love to give you a run at Thruxton in that.
I'd happily do that. Well, we're watching the celebrations there for Matt Jackson with David Bartram. Let's get down to the pits and hear some reaction from these guys that have done so well.
You're going to want to get your crash helmet off, but I can just see how much that means to you and the boys at Airwaves Motorbase team.
It's been a frustrating weekend, you know. It's been so tough. We've had 2 contact twice in both races from the same Ford of Mr. Chilton. So frustrating, massively frustrating. But all these boys have worked so hard throughout the weekend, and it's great to reward them with a win. It's fantastic. Everybody at Airwaves, Money Shot, Redstone, Leyland Paints, fantastic, well done.
I'll let you take your crash helmet off very quickly, but just the thing also impressive, fastest lap of the race, disappeared off up the road very comfortably. Car looked fantastic.
The car's awesome, you know, we've done an awful lot of work to the Ford Focus since we got it, and I think it's paying off now, and you know, it's well done to everybody at Airwaves Racing.
Fantastic job. I'll let you go and talk to the boys. Fantastic job also by the rest of the guys that are out there. I'll get a chance to speak to James Nash wherever he's disappeared to, and also to Andrew Jordan. Where's he gone? There he is. Well, this man Jordan's had a pretty good day at the office, haven't you?
Meet again.
Oh, we meet again? Yeah, I don't think you mind this too much, though.
No, it's a great result. We could have bet £1 million that was going to kick off at the start, and sure enough it did. I was on half throttle going down the Craners because I was like, where are they going to end up? And it all kicked off. We made a change to the car, and it actually probably hurt the fronts a little bit more. So once I saw I wasn't taking any out of that, I was just get it home and get another second and look after the tyres. But great result for Pertec, Cambridge Bridge to Travel, everyone it's helped.
Yeah, and the car looked, again, absolutely superb. Great move to get yourself up into second as well.
Yeah, it's one of those. Another thing that I've learned, if you get on the back of someone, you've got to do them quickly, because otherwise the momentum slows down and you just settle to their pace. And James did the same. As soon as he's McDowell, he's got to get past them. So Well, I think us two are pretty strong. So I think James leading the championship now. We had a bad Brands Hatch, and we're coming back strong. But that's a good day's work.
And many more of these. Not only are we likely to have many more of these chats, but also it's going to be genuinely a championship challenge you could be putting together.
I really think so. After last year when we won off the reverse grids, my aim was to win off the front and win with weight, and we've done that today. So why not go for the title? I'm loving it, and I'm sure we'll be celebrating later.
It's not too far a journey home for you from here, is it? But I'm sure we'll be getting back with the boys and having a few beers after this.
Oh, of course we won't be having beers. I'm an athlete, aren't I? But no, we'll be celebrating. They've done a great job, so they need some reward as well.
I might join you for it anyway. Now, the other man that has got to be absolutely delighted with his day's work, I'm talking to the man that is currently leading the British Touring Car Championship. How does that sound?
Unreal. You know, last year we were struggling so much. The team have done a fantastic job this weekend, and this year it's just great fun to be driving it. I was saying on the radio on the way in, I'm disappointed with the podium. I didn't think I'd ever be saying that, but it's really good.
And again, we just heard from Andrew. He said that both your car and his car just seem to have the pace in regards to the circumstances. The track conditions have obviously changed quite dramatically over the day, but you seem to still be able to put the times in.
Yeah, the tyres are lasting up really well. We worked quite hard in free practice 1 yesterday to make it work, and it's paid off. So it's been a fantastic weekend. Great job.
And again, it looks like you're going to be in a good position when we go to some other slightly different circuits.
Yeah, it's just keep coming with confidence now, so it can only get better, I feel. So I'm just looking forward to the first win.
Now, going off obviously to a very different circuit in Thruxton, and I'm sure you're going to be expecting something similar there, would you hope?
Yeah, considering the results that Triple Eight have been getting there in the Vauxhalls previous years, and yeah, we expect something quite good. But I've never driven Thruxton in a touring car, so it's quite new to me.
A challenge I'm sure you're going to relish. It's been an absolutely enthralling day, lots of action going on out there. Thanks for talking to us, James. Now, we've had a fantastic day here, and it's been action all the way. We're going to get a chance now to have a few words with our lovely Louise Goodman.
Yeah, it certainly has been a day full of drama here at Donington, and if you want to take another look at it, then you need to tune into our highlight show. That's Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. and Good Friday at 7:30 p.m. on ITV4, or next Thursday on ITV1. Motorsport UK is back on Tuesday the 26th with Formula Renault and Ginetta GT Super Cup action. Next stop for the touring cars is Thruxton. Join us on Saturday the 30th of April for live online qualifying. The race follows on Sunday the 1st of May on ITV4 and ITV4 HD. And stay tuned for the closing overs from today's IPL match between the Kolkata Knight Riders and the Rajasthan Royals. Well, the stragglers are probably still pounding the streets of London, but we've come to the end of our marathon coverage of all the action from here at Donington. We will be back to do it all again in 2 weeks' time at Thruxton, so hopefully you'll join us then. But for now, from all of us here, bye-bye.